What's up, y'all? Tim Bratz. Hey, we're doing site visits to some of my properties that I own in Cleveland, Ohio. I bought this building right behind me here, this green, red, and brick one in Brecksville, Ohio, an A-plus community suburb of Cleveland. And this is one of the historic downtown buildings in Brecksville, and I bought it in early 2017. One of the early buildings in my portfolio. It's got 4 apartments upstairs, and there's 3 primary retail spaces, but the retail spaces are pretty big, a few thousand square feet apiece. So the first 2 of them are individual businesses, and then we had a hard time leasing out the one on the left-hand side, so we cut it up and turned it into what is it, 5 micro offices. So we have 5 little offices that rent for a couple $100 a piece over there, and then the other ones are quite a bit more. And then we have 2-bed, 1-bath, they're 2-bed, 2-bath apartments, the 4 apartments above it. So I bought this in 2017 for $550,000, and I went to a local bank. They got me the loan on it, and they gave me an 80% loan to value on the purchase price. It was already like, for the most part, fully occupied, but the rents were low across the board. But they give me an 80% on the purchase price, just $440,000, and then I borrowed about I think it was $160 for the down payment. And so I borrowed $110 of it went towards the down payment, and then I had about $50,000 for renovation costs. So we painted the outside, we renovated all the apartments upstairs, and kind of essentially made a vanilla box out of the one retail space that we ended up turning into micro offices. And so was into it for just over $600,000. We were able to bump up rents considerably upstairs, signed a new lease with the insurance company in the middle. We had an attorney's office on the right side. They moved out. We were able to clean that one up. And I mean, they were there for probably 4 or 5 years. They just moved out. And then a new psychotherapy came in over there. And then on the left side, we put a bunch of smaller tenants in on again, those micro kind of leases. So it allowed us to then generate a little bit more revenue from smaller tenants on a price per square foot base, rather than, you know, giving a discount because there's several thousand square feet that somebody had to rent for the other 2 units. And it diversifies it a little bit, right? Now it's an 11-unit building instead of a 7-unit building. And again, it's a primo location. It's walkable to the metro parks right over here. There's a bunch of restaurants and cafes and shopping and grocery stores right behind us over here. And the property today is probably worth somewhere in the neighborhood of $1 million. Now it is older, so it needs a lot of maintenance, needs a lot of upkeep, it needs a lot of attention. Not a lot, but a decent amount of it, more so than anything that's newer. But you can't beat the location. The location is amazing. Going back to how I funded it. So I went and borrowed money, and I actually just took a promissory note out from a private money lender. And so he loaned money to me directly, $160,000. I used that for the down payment, and I used it for the renovations, and I kept 100% of the equity in this deal. Now I paid them, I think it was about 15% while the money was out. And then as some other deals closed and I had some liquidity of my own, I was able to pay him back and then keep 100% of this deal. So it allowed me to get into a deal, borrow money, not have to use any of my own money for the down payment or for the renovations, but still own and maintain 100% of the equity in an amazing historic property like this. So on the financing side of things, on that $440,000, it was a bank loan, and for these smaller loan amounts, typically you need a shorter amortization schedule that they want to see and a shorter term. But they actually gave me a 10-year term on this, 5 years and 5 years. The initial interest rate was 4.5%, and then it reset after 5 years. So I got it in May of 2017. It reset in May of 22, right as rates were going up. Thankfully, they hadn't gone up too much, right, by that time. But I think it bumped up. It's around 5% right now. And then it locked in for another fix for another 5 years. So a 10-year term with a reset halfway through, and then a 20-year amortization schedule. So on a 20-year amortization schedule, you slam down, the payments are a little bit higher, but you slam down principal along the way. And this is a testament to just buying good real estate in good areas and sitting on it, because it hasn't been a Herculean effort. I bought it at a decent price, right? Kind of a retail price at the time even. Put a little bit of work into it, pushed appreciation a little bit, and then I just sat on cash flow. And it stayed occupied. It wasn't hard to lease up the residential units. It wasn't hard to lease up the commercial units. And I picked my head up. It's already, that was 2017. It's already more than 6 years later, and I've slammed down a bunch of principal on this loan. I'm going to continue slamming down principal. The rents have appreciated pretty considerably over that time. They're going to continue to do so over the next 4 years that I maintain this loan. And then, who knows what it looks like in year 10. I'll probably have it mostly paid off. It'll probably appreciate a little bit more to over $1 million. And I might sell it. I probably won't sell it because I believe in owning and holding great properties in great areas with great financing that we self-manage. We self-manage this and just hold it forever, right? This is a legacy piece. This community is so strong that it's going to be strong. It's got one of the best school districts in the state of Ohio, and this is the downtown historic area. So this is the kind of stuff that maintains its value for a very, very, very long time. And so I'm planning on holding on to this one, passing it down to the kids, and owning it for another 50 years. So hopefully you learned a couple of things on how to set up deals, how to structure deals, how to creatively structure deals, how to get the financing, the importance of buying good properties in good areas, and just holding them as long as you possibly can. And if you would, give me your biggest takeaway in the comment section below. Subscribe to our channel, like the video, share it with somebody who you think would get some good value out of it. Until next time, be your best.